No, see, you're still doing this.
Yeah.
What she's doing is this finger slaps against this finger, and it makes a whole different sound.
Yeah.
Come on.
Nope. That's the intro.
What happening there, baby? It's the second episode, motherfuckers.
No,
I'm Anthony.
I'm like,
Are we doing that? Okay. Alright, what's happening there? Welcome to the second episode of the Sleeping in Class podcast.
I'm Anthony.
I'm Mike.
Rich Frazier.
And I'm Yusuf.
You know what I'm saying? Janelle Monáe released those two videos.
She released 2 videos.
Two videos.
She dropped them hoes. She just said, here y'all go. 2 videos. Fire.
Her most recent project, Dirty Computer, which is what's it called? An emotion picture.
Motion picture,
An
yeah.
emotion picture as well as an album.
I forgot that's what she's called.
So I can't wait for that to drop. So
Yeah.
these latest 2 singles. What is it?
Django Jane and Make Me Feel.
Make Me Feel.
Yeah. Let's start with Django Jane. How did y'all feel about that one?
You know what I'm saying?
It's the
She got a little bit of bars. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
They're rocking it. It's female empowerment mixed into a song.
Yeah, like Django Jane. Well, I like that song immediately upon hearing it. Like I didn't need no warm up listens before I was into Django Jane. I was just like, I can vibe with this beat. Like they ain't the most fire bars we've ever heard from Janelle Monáe, but it's like I can still vibe with it. And she's going for something different. Like you can hear it. She's definitely going for something different from the rest of her discography. So I mess with it. I mess with Django Jane.
I like the fact she's always been known for doing things that are different. Like, as a female artist and everything, she's in her whole nother tier than folks like I would
Just
say.
as an artist, period. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, like she's in just a different lane from most niggas in general.
But what's it called? What was that other song that she spit bars in?
What other song? I mean, what song does she not spit bars in?
Queen.
Queen. I mean, but I mean,
she
you could be
had
talking about
already given us
Legend
a,
Lane.
like,
You could be talking about
taste.
Tightrope.
But like she's getting
Yeah.
It's a good thing to see her spit bars, like, because you don't really see that often.
Yeah, like
Everything that I've heard between Django Jane and Make Me Feel, it gives me a very Prince vibe. And I think he has something to do with these past few songs, like as far as production-wise and just overall inspiration. Which, I mean, if you're going to be inspired by anybody, you know.
yeah, Prince a good person.
You know.
I feel like I mean, it's not like the songs sound alike, but Make Me Feel gave me kind of a Dance Apocalyptic vibe, and just how poppy it is. It doesn't sound like Dance Apocalyptic, but they're like, those could both be radio hits. On any radio station. Like, Make Me Feel is probably gonna do waves. I don't know, it might. If she gets the credit she deserves, it will, but
I'll say Make Me Feel even more because Dance Apocalyptic's lyrics are kind of
that's what I was talking
random as hell.
yeah.
But like this one is just like, I want to fuck you.
Yeah. Both of them have a clear message, yeah. She said in Django Jane, she gonna put us on a pussy diet. How y'all feel about that? Y'all boys ready to go on a pussy diet? That's a no, y'all boys. We not ready for this.
Well, while I do identify with women empowerment. Yes.
That's kind of harsh, don't you think?
I do not particularly stand in favor for such a diet.
I don't want to starve.
We
I don't want to starve, you know?
yeah, no. The video though, how'd y'all feel about the video for Django Jane? Like,
2 visuals that I liked was, I don't know, this one's nothing, but just when they all leaned and then the camera just followed them.
yeah, I did like that part, yeah.
Like, that was cool. And then just surreal was Let the Vagina Have a Monologue.
Yeah, that part was kind of weird, but I was like, okay. And
You know it's real when it talks to you. It don't just sound like macaroni.
that's a quote.
Just like what's it called? One of the small details, like the I don't know what she was singing in the beginning of it when they're going down the hallway towards the door before it opens up, but I kind of like that little snippet of her singing.
Yeah. Yeah, because she didn't do too much singing at all on Django Jane. Most of it was bars. I like that part that you said. Like I really like all of like the background dances. Like they had real subtle movements throughout the whole video. It wasn't like a lot of choreographed dancing, which I hope on Dirty Computer she brings some of that too with some of those videos because I like that too. I want to see her come back with some of that. But like the real small stuff, the video, at least the choreography gave me like a kind of a Queen vibe. Like in Queen, they weren't doing a lot of real extravagant stuff. They were just kind of like there was
There's one part where everybody's just sitting at the table, but they're just like, sit out.
You talking about when they bring the strings in? What did you say? I can't remember what how
violins and violas.
Yeah, bring the violins and violas. That's how you know she knows music. Violas. Don't nobody say violas.
She blow my like.
I know about that same exact line. But yeah.
Very dope project. Like with the video for Make Me Feel, since we're talking about the videos.
Yeah.
To me, it gave me, if y'all have seen the video for Atomic Dog,
Yeah.
it reminds me a lot of that. You got, the arcade kind of things going, the color contrast. It really, really stuck out to me.
Yeah. The visually, I feel like Make Me Feel was a lot brighter, but like it was just a lot more eye catching than Django Jane. Like a lot of Django Jane, you just kind of like, okay, I see that. That looks cool, but Make Me Feel, you like, you gotta look at this. Like what all is going on in this video?
There's too much goodness.
Yeah, that's a good video. For reasons that we will explain and other reasons that we will not explain.
Some of the scantily cladness of it.
Okay, yeah, pop out. I see.
Yeah, like this video has way more
sexual liberation.
Yeah, than any of her other ones. Like even in like Yoga,
yeah,
she was in like a skin tight bodysuit, but
Yoga was a great video.
But like this one, like you can see her ass through her pants. Like, all right,
she does not care. She's like, go ahead. Like,
Tessa Thompson was a great addition.
Yeah,
she's on fire right now. You know what I'm saying?
We don't want to get into the rumors, but like I would say I'm all for it if that's what that is.
Yeah.
If that's what that is, I'm for it.
Hey, by all means, do y'all.
Yeah, I like both of those videos. And Dirty Computer, like I already know that whole project is gonna be fire because it's Janelle, but it's gonna be fire because we see where she's going with it from these two songs. Like,
what I need for it to do, I need it to get popular. I'm talking about radio hits.
Yeah, like
it's about time Janelle Monáe gets the shine that she deserves. Cause I mean, you got folks that's not spitting nearly as much bars, let alone singing, let alone performing nearly as much as
nobody's doing what she's doing. Like she's in her own lane for real, and like people are they're just flying over it. Like, it's cool to like Cardi B. It's cool. It's not cool to like Nicki Minaj anymore. If you like Nicki Minaj, I got a problem with you at this point.
I wasn't gonna say it.
You could have liked it a couple years ago. If you could have liked it a couple years ago, but if you go sit here, that's not what this podcast
come for my head. Come for his.
Come for my head. In the comments, tell me why you like Nicki Minaj. Tell me a hot verse she done spit in the last 5 years. Anyway.
Real quick, sorry. Completely off topic, but I have to say this. On Rake It Up by Yo Gotti, which has Nicki Minaj on it, she says, "I'ma bust it open" in the least sexiest way possible. She's like, "I'ma bust it open." Like, yo,
I don't want that. It sounds like it's like this. No. Since you talk about this bad examples from her, you know the song Plain Jane, A$AP Ferg. The part where he kind of, he pays homage to 3-6 talking about suck a nigga dick or something. Yeah. Then she's on the remix, and instead of saying that, she says eat a Barbie ass or something. But it's like, it has her voice, so it's more like eat a Barbie ass or something. And I'm like, wait,
it's not.
No. No,
Not
stop.
if you ask me
Don't.
like that. Like,
We say all
I
that
want
to say.
moving on.
We say all that to say Janelle Monáe has been spitting bars and singing and doing everything. She's the most musical person, I think, maybe of the last decade. Like,
I just say like she's got vision. Like the first 3 projects, you know what I'm saying? She dropped those, and now like she had a catalog for people to go back to, you know what I'm saying, build her base up a little bit. Then she went on to like put her homies on with what's that project called? Wonderland.
Yeah.
And now I mean she went to the movies, you know what I'm saying? She had her little couple of roles, you know what I'm saying? What's it called?
Hidden Figures.
Hidden Figures. She was on something else.
In Moonlight.
Yeah. And you know what I'm saying? Now she back to her. Now we gonna get some more goddamn
some more music.
shit.
We've been waiting. And I want to say this too, because that whole Nicki Minaj tangent may make it seem like we're saying that you can only like a certain number of female artists at a time, and that's not the case. It's just like, I don't know, hold people to a higher standard.
Yeah,
like I say the same thing about male artists. There are so many male artists that should not be known. Nobody should know anything about them, but they do because they get boosted, and I guess that's got to happen on both sides of the spectrum. But it's like,
it's just there's so few
Yeah.
female artists that
really
you can't let the shit slide.
Yeah, Janelle Monáe, Rhapsody, like
I'm saying though,
people out
like,
here.
I don't know how Rhapsody isn't getting nearly as much shine as she deserves. Tink, I don't know how she's not getting nearly as much shine as she deserves. Like, she came out gate bars. She went on an interview. Who was that? Timbaland. Timbaland done a lot of her production. This was like years ago. But I'm saying, when have you heard on the radio like that?
Yeah, probably, I don't know. It's been a minute, if ever.
That's wild.
Yeah. Favorite Janelle Monáe song?
That's hard. That's hard.
I still get
And video.
I get a flashback of being done with college every time I hear "Letting Go," and it just makes me feel good, just every time. But I'd still say my favorite is "We Are Rock and Roll." Or "We Are Rock and Roll."
Damn it, that's my favorite Janelle Monáe song too.
My favorite video would be Electric Lady, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Has the marching band in it, has the black Greek influences,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Which hits personally. But what's it called? My favorite song is like a combination of 3 songs from the Arc Android album, which is what's it called? Dance or Die, which follows into Faster, which falls into Locked Inside.
Okay,
and like,
yeah.
And like they all lead into each other and
Perfectly, yeah.
Yeah, perfectly.
Like one big song.
So I just love to just
like
hit
one big
those
album.
3, like if I'm gonna listen to anything.
That's one thing. I know people have done it, but I haven't heard many people do it as often as she does. Just I remember our minds being blown hearing the ending of Queen going into Electric Lady.
Yeah.
And how it just flows
Oh my
so
God,
perfectly.
that
It was just like, oh shit.
It's perfect. Like, we actually did a Janelle Monáe medley that we were gonna release like a couple years back, and it got deleted on a hard drive. But like, it was so difficult to do because of how musical her stuff is, but it was also so easy because of how great her transitions are. Like, you could just blend all of her songs together because they all make sense musically. Like, and that it shouldn't be something you have to say when it pertaining to music, because all music should make sense musically, but hers really does. Like,
Doesn't Electric Lady lead into Ghetto Woman?
That's what I was about to say.
I think
It's a different song.
I was about to say, like, Ghetto Woman is one of my favorites musically, because I mean, it just it has a different vibe to it. You know, it's something that folks in this genre don't usually do.
And talking about bars, like she goes in at the end of that song. Like,
my favorite video's got to be Tightrope. Tightrope will always be my favorite video for that choreography.
Yeah,
like
dancing.
when she gets on top of that table and she starts doing all this, and everybody's around, I'm just like, how did y'all make this happen? Like, and then song would be "We Will Rock and Roll," but verse would be the Tightrope remix, because she was on the song with B.O.B. and Lupe and probably had the best verse. Like, she's dope, y'all. Like, please boost her. Please boost her this time around. Just give y'all another chance. But
I'd say I forgot about video. My favorite video is probably Yoga.
Yoga,
I agree.
video.
Yeah.
I
She
agree.
got so many great videos. No.
This is beautiful, and like all the choreography and shit.
Yeah.
Like I guess she has like a squad of the same dancers and stuff, but like,
I think her choreographer, her main choreographer, at least back then, was in like a lot of her videos. I can't remember his name, but he definitely did the choreography for Tightrope. And he did his own video, I think, to Tightrope too, and that was pretty cool. Doing the Tightrope choreography, yeah. And
so, we mentioned Tessa Thompson earlier, right? She's had, is having a excellent career thus far, and it's far from over because she's now into Marvel.
Yeah,
she was in.
Which means you're cemented. That's it.
Make that Disney money.
I'm saying though, like she cemented her spot into the Infinity War, right? Because she was in the last Thor, the last Thor movie, and I'm certain she has a role in that. Which, by the way, as a Marvel fan, I'm so excited to see Infinity War, especially after seeing Black Panther. I know Marvel's gonna do like numbers as far as that movie. It's got everybody in it.
Yeah. But that's not what this is about. Tessa Thompson.
Word. Now, the first time that I remember seeing her was in Dear White People.
Which is a great show.
Which is a great movie that Netflix
made
a series off of.
Yeah.
Like,
I've seen the series. I haven't seen the movie.
Really? Mm-hmm. It's pretty good.
Yeah, the movies.
If you haven't seen it, I strongly recommend it to the general public.
I would never forget what made me watch the rest of that show religiously was when they dragged Scandal in that in that parody in the first and second episode. It was real early on. I was just like, I gotta see the rest of this show. Like that was perfect.
Man.
Yeah. So on the topic of Netflix, they just come out with another trailer for
ReBoot.
ReBoot
was on, I believe it was Toonami's back in like the late 90s, early 2000s. It's a show about it was an animated show about like
computer programs.
Yeah, computer programs within a computer, and like what happens if like the user would occasionally play games, and so like a huge purple block would drop down on the citizens, and they would be instantly entered into the game, and if they lost, some terrible shit would happen.
Yeah.
They died?
I think they died.
Either they died or
like one
kind of got lost inside of the computer even further and some shit.
You couldn't escape us?
It's kind of spoilery, but
I vaguely remember this
system.
Now that you say it, I vaguely remember this.
Yeah. So, what's it called? Netflix recently dropped a trailer of the ReBoot reboot, and it didn't get that good of a reception. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you showed it to me,
I'm
and
gonna go to the video real quick.
I watched like the first 2 seconds, and I was like, I don't fuck with this. Because it started with live action, and it's just like
it's so
you fucked up right there. It's not about real people.
If it had started with some CG or something computer related, and then went into but this is a live action adaptation. So are you saying this can't be adapted to live action?
Like it shouldn't be about humans.
Okay.
Yeah, like
the whole thing is based off of virtual reality.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing about humankind in the original show.
Like
so why would you do that?
If it's live action, then it would be
them inside of the computer.
Yeah, the environment might look real, but they're not in they don't start off in a computer in the thing.
Like,
so like
what's it called? It closely reminds me of Code Lyoko in like students at a school find this
ancient
random
computer thing.
And then they go into the computer, and now they have to defend the computer, and now they have a AI assistant or somebody who was from the computer helping them out.
I just want to know how you happen across stuff like this. Like, first off, y'all little young whippersnappers supposed to be in school. Like, how do you happen across these supercomputers and whatnot? I just want to know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I was hanging at the wrong places with my friends.
The IBM headquarters.
They got a mobile alert saying that they were transferred to classrooms. I mean, was it Homeroom 0? And so, like, Homeroom Zero is where the ancient computer is, but, like, who knew that these random ass 4 students get to go to this computer?
So I'm on a video right now, and reception is bad might be an understatement because it has 781 likes and 9,000 dislikes.
I contributed to that dislike.
I didn't even watch the show, and I will not.
You do not get to bastardize one of my goddamn childhood memories. Goddamn it, my member berries. I need all my member berries.
Netflix, y'all have been bastardizing a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Don't even get me started on Death Note. Bruh, listen, for those who aren't into anime like that, Death Note is a great series. Like, just plot-wise.
Top,
you don't even have
top
to be
3 anime that I've ever watched. I haven't seen as many as I would like to, but it's really good.
You don't even have to be that much into anime. If you like good plot, just good story, something that builds from start to finish and every detail matters, you will like Death Note.
When I first saw Death Note, it was the first anime that I had saw that didn't have any fighting or action in it. Like, it was just straight up, like, thriller, investigation, detective type stuff. And I was like, why am I so interested in this? Like, it was an anomaly to me. I was like, I've never seen anything like this that is this interesting to me. And I love that show. And then I watched the Netflix adaptation of it, and I wanted to cry. Like, I really wanted to cry. I really just sat there and watched that movie after a certain point just to see how much worse it could get.
Oh God, what have you done?
And I really hope for those of y'all who watch ReBoot as children or whenever y'all watched it, this is not how y'all feel when that comes out.
It's what we feel.
It hasn't even come out.
It hasn't even come out. That's what automatic.
It's like what I've come to discover. Netflix is good at making their own original.
Yeah.
And I do want to underline the word original.
Netflix, y'all need to stop slapping original on everything. Like, it ain't always original. Y'all can come up with all of this.
Y'all are really good at originals, Netflix. But these remakes, these live action things you decide to create and everything, I think we all think that some of these things could have been done a little bit better.
Or not at all.
I just think that Netflix should not touch anything
That's already good.
any source material that has anything to do with animation.
First off, yeah.
First of all.
Like, what's it called? Arrested Development, when they did the season 4, when they brought when they brought back the series to Netflix. That was a good season, in my opinion. It was different from the other seasons, but different in a good way.
Mm-hmm. But it didn't lose any of the quality of the humor or anything like that. It was just kind of a different structure.
Anything related to an animated property,
honestly, can y'all think of anything that has been adapted from animation to live action, and you were just like, okay, I see this, anything at all?
I'm trying hard.
I can't. And the thing is like animation is such a unique art form.
There are certain
I just want to talk about The Last Airbender real quick.
I've been avoiding this.
The amount of perfection you have to hit to make the bending from the show look like the bending in real life, you'd have to make that crazy because it's so dynamic and so fast paced.
But the thing is, they could have.
They did a horrible job.
It was trash.
Horrible job. But I still think that was a difficult thing that they maybe shouldn't even attempted.
Don't get me started on Dragon Ball Z.
We don't have to go
God,
to
that
every
was trash.
band. But since we're on the topic of Netflix, y'all said they are coming out with, or came out with, a Full Metal.
Yeah.
Is that a live adaptation?
God.
It is live action. I have not seen it, but
Full
I have
Metal
heard
Alchemist?
It is bad, apparently.
Oh boy.
And it's not surprising because there's no anime that has been adapted to live action that I know of.
Nah.
Somebody said that there's a Rurouni Kenshin movie that was live action.
several.
There's a bunch of Rurouni Kenshin movies that were adapted good. I haven't seen any of them. I do plan on watching them though, but they said that those were pretty good. But
I'll give them that.
9 times out of 10.
I haven't seen it, but I'd say Rurouni Kenshin might be a little bit easier because it's just swords fighting.
Yeah.
So you could get away with that, but I don't know. I haven't seen it.
I'm peering into the future right now.
Oh.
Yu Yu Hakusho live action.
See, you said that.
Move these laptops so I can flip this table right now.
Like a laptop too.
Like you said that, and my heart, like I got excited for your hypothetical situation
Until you realize how it's gonna turn out.
Right. Like,
Dragon of the Doctor's Flame. My heart was burning.
Oh my god.
bro, like there were so many cool moments in that I would love to see in real life, like Dragon of the Darkness Flame, but it could just go as badly as it could go well.
Yeah, it'll just be bad.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do a Yusuke Urameshi. Like, you can't do a live action Yusuke Urameshi. Like, that he talked too much shit.
And Netflix ain't gonna do nothing but make it corny.
And too much ass.
Like, just think about Light's dialogue, like the American Light's dialogue in comparison to the animated Light. Like,
First of
he
all,
had
they
a
made
calculated
stupid.
way of how he said everything. Like, he thought about it. Y'all can't do it. Y'all can't do it. Stop trying to do it, Netflix. And we know why y'all doing it. We know why. Disney's coming out with Disney's coming out with the what are they coming out with?
I don't know, they're on streaming service.
Yeah, they're coming out with a streaming service soon. Like probably within the next couple of years. I think 2019 might have been the year I heard, but it might be 2020. Don't quote me on that. But they're coming out with that soon. And Netflix, I heard they bought up a bunch of properties to try and either remake or adapt in some type of way, and it's like they're just a lot of them are gonna come out as bullshit. They just want to have stuff to have it to compete, and it's like Disney has all of their stuff. They have things that we know them for at this point. We know them for Star Wars. We know them for Marvel. Like we know them for their animation, for all their animated movies. Like
No, I mean they did buy all of those properties.
Yeah,
they did.
Yeah,
but
they definitely colonized all of that.
Yeah.
but they were not animation.
That's true for that. Yeah.
And they bought those, but I don't know what your opinion in general is, but I feel like they've been doing these things justice.
Yeah.
At least, like they
To a certain degree.
To varying degrees, but there's a rare thing where you're just like, oh no, they fucked that up. That was awful. Fuck that. Like it's
I
rare
can't
when
think of
that's
the last
happened,
time
man.
when I said that about something that Disney bought up though. I haven't said that about a Star Wars movie that has been released since Disney came out. We're not gonna get into a Last Jedi discussion, but like I've respected everything they've done with Star Wars. I've definitely respected everything they've done with Marvel. And the thing is, it's because Disney is not buying these things up and commandeering it. They're letting the people who are doing it already do it with their money. They're just
giving
making
them
it better. They're just adding more funding to it. Netflix has to do all these things. They have to find a director, which I mean Disney's doing too. They're finding different directors to do all this stuff, but I don't know. I feel like that Netflix has to do more work than Disney has to do because they have the money to back it to where they can just say, here you go. Make us proud. Like Netflix has to. I don't know. Like how are we gonna make this? And they fail in the end.
Disney does more justice to its properties than Netflix does.
Like I just can't. I know Disney has more money, but like I can't imagine things like screenplay and shit would just. I feel like the stories and whatnot are where Disney is succeeding and like
but
everyone else is failing, and it's like I can't imagine that's the most difficult thing to put together for something that already exists.
Yeah.
Like,
And it really is a shame because based off of Netflix's originals, Netflix has given us things like Stranger Things. Mm-hmm. They've given us stuff like
the whole, Well, actually, this is where the crossover is weird, but like the Marvel Netflix shows are considered to be Netflix originals, but they're also Marvel shows under Disney, so
I think that's just Marvel.
Yeah, that's really just Marvel.
I'll chalk that up to Marvel.
But yeah, Disney, stop trying to Netflix, stop trying to compete with Disney to buy up all these properties and make them good. Give us more Stranger Things like shows. Give us more Black Mirror. Give us more Dear White People. They have good stuff. when they want to, and I don't know.
Leave
Y'all,
the animation to the animators.
don't force it.
If I swear for God, if I see a Cowboy Bebop remake,
I won't even.
Y'all turn the intro into pop music.
I won't even.
I will reach across this table. Don't do it, Netflix. Don't try me. Don't test my pimping.
They've been doing good with the comedies. The comedians have been coming back. The old comedians have been coming back with a vengeance on Netflix original comedy
That's
specials.
true. I've been really, really entertained with the comedy specials.
Cat Williams was alright.
I like
Chris
Cat
Rock.
Williams.
I like his. Dave Chappelle. Yeah. Dave Chappelle.
Maybe it's just the folks that I'm friends with on Facebook. Have folks been saying to y'all that they didn't think that Chris Rock was that funny?
There have been people saying that, and fuck that.
I mean, I haven't been up on comedians until recently, so I don't know his previous work like per se. But I could see how, I guess compared to the other people who came out recently, I can see his not being the best.
Honestly, if I'll have to pick one, I say Cat Williams had the least hitting of all of the recent comedian comebacks.
You said hitting or
Yeah.
I'd have to agree.
I'm not saying it was bad either, though.
Right.
I don't know.
It's just nobody's gonna top Dave Chappelle's shit. Like, this man came back from literally Africa.
You can't start off. I don't even think that was in a special. I don't know. Was it in a special when he was like, "I'm too good"? It was. It was one of his specials. You can't start off by saying, "I'm too good." It's boring.
He starts off with the punchline.
I don't know, like the whole concept of the tambourine didn't have such a major playing within
His
Chris
special.
Rock's special.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
the
true.
concept didn't have as much to do with the special as it could have, but I laughed more at Chris Rock specials than I did Cat Williams.
Chris Rock, in my personal opinion, he always says some of the most real.
That too, like I
Real
think
stuff.
I vibe with it more because he was just spitting real stuff. Like,
With Cat, I was just more happy to see him not in the news.
Like together.
Not getting beat up by a 7-year-old.
Netflix do better.
Not saying that you haven't been doing good, but just leave animating to the
Right, like the problem is their big announcement projects are the ones that they're fucking up. It's like
Yeah.
And you know why? It's because their big announcement projects are the ones that they're forcing. It's the ones where they're using names that have already been established and saying, "Hey, we're bringing this back, y'all. Look at it." When in reality, we're just bringing the name back and doing something completely different with it and tarnishing your childhood. Like
The weird stuff is the stuff that I hadn't heard anything about until I turned on Netflix and I happened to see it. Ozark, great.
yeah.
Orange is the New Black, when it first came out, I hadn't heard anything about it.
Yeah, Orange.
Excellent.
Narcos is a Netflix original too, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Use more of that. It's like y'all know what to do. Y'all are just doing other stuff. Stop. Just do what y'all know, and stop everything else.
But in summary, Janelle Monáe is great.
Booster.
Netflix's animations are not.
Do better. And that's that.
And that's the way the cookie crumble.
Yeah, boys, leave comments and stuff.
Remember to never shuck and jive.
And check us out whenever we do another podcast. Yeah.
Black Nerds Unite.